Hello, guys. This is Omar Serna. Thank you for being here at FID by Omar. Hello, guys. This is Omar Serna. Today I'm gonna be giving the first lesson on how to draft, or actually, to how to learn your AutoCAD. Okay, so I'm using AutoCAD 2019 Lite, but everything that I'm gonna be teaching, it works on whatever AutoCAD you might have. Um, in case you purchase whatever AutoCAD, AutoCAD 2000, AutoCAD 2012, or whatever, or if you using a student version, that works too. Okay, so I'm using 2019 Lite, but everything works the same. Okay, so this lesson is I'm just gonna call it AutoCAD 101, and it's basically just letting you know how AutoCAD works, and just very basic tools to learn the AutoCAD, and before you start drafting, before you start doing houses, you need to learn the very basic things of AutoCAD and how does it work and everything. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, I have the AutoCAD there. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me see. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to set up something here. All right, so whenever you're gonna open a drawing, um, once you have it already set up, I mean, you can just open another an existing drawing. But since this is like the AutoCAD 101, gonna teach you how to start something, right? So you go to your big A or open, and you're gonna hit new. Okay, and then on new, it's gonna ask you if you want a template, and you can choose what they gave you there. It's fine. Okay. uh, on the AutoCAD, automatically it's gonna be on the on decimals, and if you're gonna be doing architecture, you want to change it to architecture first. So in order to do that, you're gonna type in units, enter, and you see how right now is on decimal. You want to change it to architecture. Okay, architecture, and here it's gonna tell you that precision is 1/16, which is fine. So that's okay. So the first thing I'm gonna show you, or first thing I want you to learn about this, is that AutoCAD is like a huge paper. If I can explain like that, it's like a huge paper. You can draw to scale. For example, if you have a building of 200 feet, well, you draw a line of 200 feet, and that is gonna be uh, like the real world. So it is to scale. Okay. So hold on here. I'm trying to set up something here. Hold on. All right, so there's two phases of the AutoCAD. One is called model space, which is this one where we are right now. And you can see it on your tabs on the bottom. So as you can see over here on the bottom, it says model. That model space is the real world, or like a huge paper where you can draw as how many feet do you want. Okay. Now the layouts, these two other ones that are called layout 1 and layout 2, and then there's a plus sign here where you can add more layouts, and later on we'll talk about all of that, but for now I'm going to talk about model and layout. So model, it's up to scale, like the drawings you're going to be drawing to scale. And layout, if you click on layout, this layout is the paper that you're gonna print it on. So, and we'll talk about that later also. But just to give you an idea, if you're gonna be printed out in 8.5 by 11, or 11 by 17, or 24 by 36, or 30 by 42, or whatever size of paper you're gonna be printing, layout is the paper. Is the paper size. So on the paper size, you have a viewport. What's a viewport? The viewport is gonna give you a window of what you have inside the model space. All right, and in that model space, you're gonna have whatever drawing you're gonna have in there, and you're gonna scale it up or scale it down or whatever to fit on the paper you're gonna print it out. And I'm gonna teach you all of that later on. I'm just wanted to give you an overview of what is AutoCAD. Okay, so let's go back to model space. Click on model space, and we're gonna be here on model space. And the first thing that we need to learn is our toolbars. So right here under home, we have all our drawing toolbars, and if you click on here on draw, you're gonna see line, you're gonna see P line, you're gonna see circle, arc, square, and everything that you might need to draw something. Okay, and then if we hit on the one that says modify, there's some other tools there that you might need, like for example move, rotate, trim, erase, copy, mirror, and all the stuff. We got annotation, and we got layers, and I'm gonna explain all of this later on in detail, and blocks, property, and so on. Okay, but for this first lesson 101, the first thing that I want you to learn is really just to learn how to draw something very simple. Uh, very 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 simple, that doesn't need too much of explanation. So the first thing that I want you to do is put line. And line, once you click line with your left button on the mouse, then your command is already set up on your AutoCAD, and then all you need to do is just click anywhere, and then as you can see there, you can put the line wherever you want. At this time, I'm not giving any dimensions. I'm just letting you know how the line command works. Okay. Later on, I'm gonna tell you, give it 20 feet of line or whatever, and I'm gonna teach you all of that. Okay, so I just want you to get familiar with the tools. So that was the first command, line. Now I'm very used to using commands on the keyboard. You can use it just like we did right now by clicking line on the toolbar, but you can also just click or type in L and then press the space bar. The space bar is for enter. Okay, and the command is already there. Okay, So it's the same thing. You draw lines, whatever lines that you're gonna do, you're gonna be there. Okay. And if you wanna finish, you just right click and enter, or also you could have done just a space bar. So the space bar is your enter. And how you always need to you always need to have your right hand on your mouse and your left hand on the keyboard. Don't ever pick up your right hand to type in the letters. Always use your left hand to type the letters. So that's something that once you start designing and drawing houses, you're gonna be able to go faster if you learn these commands that I'm teaching you right now. For example, the line command. So all you need to do is put L enter or L spacebar, and then your command is already there, right? Okay. Now, as you can see, you in your case, if you just did the line right now, in your case, you might have the lines. If you click a line, and you might see that the lines they don't snap like if they're straight or if they're horizontal or vertical, like you can't control it. Where is your horizontal, right now, like that. But if you go over here on your polar tracking and you click on it, let me see. Let's click on the tracking settings. So all you need to do is go down here where it says where it has that circle with kind of an angle line there, and next to it there's like pull down menu. You click on that arrow, and then you go to the one that says tracking settings. You click on the tracking settings, and it's gonna give you some other stuff there. For now, what I want you to do, go to polar tracking. You go to polar tracking and you click on the one that says polar tracking on. You might have it off, you just check it, and then where it says you go down where it says polar angle settings, you might have it at 0 or some other number. I like to have it at 45, right? Because 45, if you have it only at 90, it's gonna give you only horizontal and vertical tracking. But if you have it at 45, it gives you in between, and it works perfectly when you're drafting. All right. So once again, go to your tracking over here, polar tracking, and then on that little arrow, click on it where it says tracking setting. You click on it, you click on the polar tracking, and then 45. All right. And if you wanted some other ones, you can add more, but as what I have been figured out, that 45 degrees works perfectly when you're drafting. Okay. Another easier way to do this is, as you can see there, if you put your cursor right next to it, you can see that it gives you the F10. You can also click on the F10 and it turns it on or off. Once you already set it up, you turn it on or off without clicking on the polar tracking. Okay, so what is that for? Well, it's like right now, let's go L enter for line, or if you want to use your draw command over here, line, it works, it's the same thing. So you already have your line command. You're gonna click wherever you want your line, and as you can see, it locks at 40 at every 45. You see 90 or horizontal 45. Every 45 it locks. So you're gonna, with this tracking, you're gonna learn, or you're gonna know that that the line you're drawing is straight. You know, right there, straight. You see, it tracks it. It kind of locks it. And now let me show you the difference without the polar tracking so you can see. I'm gonna put F10 to turn it off, and then L spacebar to bring the line command. I'm gonna put a line, and you see it doesn't lock it, so I don't know if it's straight or if it's on 45. So it's kind of freelance line, but you can't see where it is. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on my polar tracking again. So I'm just gonna put F10 to turn it on, and once again L, enter, and it's on. So you always want to have this polo tracking on at 45, and it's gonna help you out a lot. Okay, it's gonna help you out once you start doing bigger projects or whatever, and it's gonna make your life easier when you're drafting. All right, so now that you already learned how to draw a line, and this is just so you start knowing your AutoCAD. I know that there's a lot of things you might be thinking right now. You might be saying, hey, how do you dimension, how do you draw a line 20 feet away or whatever? And I'm gonna teach you all of that. But as a beginner, for somebody that haven't or doesn't even know about AutoCAD and is the first time they're opening it, well, it's just a very basic lesson today. So another tool that I want you to learn once you already drew whatever lines you had in there is go back to now let's use the modify command or pull down menu, modify. And then as you can see here, you have your erase. You're gonna click on that, erase, and then you're gonna click on whatever lines you wanna erase. And this is gonna teach you, it's just letting you know what's the erase command. What's the shortcut for that? It's E spacebar, which is enter, and it's the same thing. Now, when you're using your erase command, I'm gonna do it again. E, enter. When you're using your erase command, you can click on each line that you want to erase. Once you already have it clicked or kind of highlighted the lines that you don't want, you right click or enter, which is spacebar. Every time I'm gonna say enter, automatically you're gonna know that I'm hitting the spacebar. Okay, spacebar is gonna be enter. Okay, so and that's how you erase it. But let's say you wanted to erase all the lines, and by clicking each line, well, that's gonna take you a lot of time, right? So you wanna make your life easier. So you wanna do things as fast as you can, right? So you don't want to go into the long path. You want to kind of go to the short way as possible. In other words, instead of clicking each line, if you knew that you were going to erase everything, instead of clicking each line, all you need to do is E, enter, or go back to your modify and put erase. But in my case, I just put E, enter, because that is faster if you do it like that. And then if you knew you're gonna erase everything, then you make a window, enter, and erases everything. Now let's say for some reason you messed up and you erased something that you didn't want to, and you're like, oh man, I erased something that I needed. I'm gonna have to draw it again. No, you're gonna do undo. All right, and to do undo is this little arrow up here, and that's your undo button. You see undo. Now I'm gonna put this other arrow is redo, which makes the does it again what we did right now. So I'm gonna click it because I'm also gonna teach you over here on your keyboard. You can just press U enter, and that's undo. Whichever you want. If you want to use this arrow for undo, it's fine. If you want to use your keyboard is U enter. And as you're drafting, you're gonna know that using your keyboard is way faster than looking for the commands on the menu bars. The only reason or the only times that I use the command on the toolbars is if the commands on the keyboard they're too long, or they're like not easy to type, like might be the letters too far apart or whatever. But as you can see, for erase it's only E enter. For line it's only L enter. For undo it's only U enter. So that's faster than looking for the actual command on the under the menu bar. All right. So let's see, now that you already know how to draw the lines, you know how to erase. Okay, so let me show you. So we were talking about erase. So I'm gonna put E enter again, and let's say that you just wanted to erase all this over here in the top, but you want to do it fast. You don't want to click on each one, which you can do, right? But it's just gonna take you a little bit longer. But let's say you wanted to erase all of them. But look what happens if I do a window this way. Start from this side. Oops! It gets this ones, this lines that I don't want to erase. This one over here on the side. I just want to erase the ones on the top. But look, it gets all of them. All right. So let me put escape. Escape. If you use your command as your keyboard escape, that clears out the command that you have right now. So I'm still on the command erase. So if you do it from the top towards the bottom, it's gonna get everything that is on the window. Check this out. If you do it from the bottom towards the right, it's only gonna get the lines that are all covered by the blue square that I'm forming. So as you can see, these lines, this one and this one where my cursor is, those lines are also in the blue square of the erase command, but they didn't get highlighted. So that means that they are not gonna get erased. And the reason why they're not getting erased is because the whole line is not inside that command or that erase square. So I can do it. I can click it right there, and as you can see, this one's got a little bit highlighted or yeah, highlighted. I put enter, and those are the only ones that erased. Okay, I'm gonna put U enter again so we can go back. All right, so did you get that? Okay, let's do it one more time so you and all this is gonna help you once you start doing a lot of big houses or buildings. You're gonna see that all this is gonna help you in the long run. Okay, so once again, E enter. If I know that I'm gonna erase only this part right here, this one's right, I don't want to erase this one nor this one. So I say, okay, I'm gonna do a window, but this window touches, because it's square, it's gonna touch the ones over here. And if I do that, look what's gonna happen. It erases everything, but I didn't want to erase these lines. Okay, so I put U enter. Instead of going erase from the top to the bottom, I'm gonna go from bottom to top, erase enter, and then all I need to do is just make sure that this command doesn't cover the whole lines that I don't want to erase. Like in this case, look, in this case, I don't want to erase this line, but see how this command is covering that line, so it's gonna erase it. So I did a little bit wrong. Erase. I need to make sure that where I start the erase command is a little bit higher, and doesn't it doesn't get the whole line that I don't want to erase, right? So you can practice with that with your erase command, with your line commands, and just get used to, just drawing and using your keyboard as your commands. And once again, L enter for line, U enter for undo, E enter for erase, and what else did I teach you? Okay, so on your mouse you have two buttons. On your mouse you have two buttons. You have the left button and you have the right button. The left one is to activate, or to whenever you have your command, that's the ones you gonna kind of highlight, or highlight your the lines or whatever you're gonna be working on. Your right button is the one that is the enter command. So look, if I press the right, it's gonna give you a menu, and it's kind of the enter or the menu command. Okay, and then you have the scroll in the middle. If you click on the scroll in the middle, let's click it. It's gonna give you another command, which is called the pan command. And as you can see, the cursor became a little hand. Now you can move the screen around. You see, look, you can move the screen around, or you just, and then if you scroll that little scroller, you scroll it up or down, it's gonna also do a zoom in, or zoom out, zoom in or zoom out. And wherever you have your cursor, that's where it's gonna zoom in. So you see this little line over here. If I want to see that line bigger, I'm gonna put my cursor right there, and I'm gonna zoom in, and you see how it got bigger or zoom out, whatever. So that's your that's how you zoom in and zoom out. Now now I'm gonna show you another command, which is zoom. You might say, hey, you already did, because all I need to do is scroll up or down, and it's gonna zoom in or zoom out. Yeah, that works too. But another way is also doing Z enter. So let's do it. Z for zoom, enter, and then your command is active. What do I need to do now? Now let's say you wanted to see this bigger. All you need to do is put like a window right there, and it makes it bigger. And you might be saying, why do I need to use the zoom command instead of the scroller? Well, it's faster. Let's say you have a huge drawing. Instead of going scroll until you get to your point that you want, all you need to do is put Z enter and just make that window, and just it's faster and easier. I use both. When and you're gonna use both when you're drawing. I mean, you can be scrolling up and down as you go, or click on it on the scroller and then pan it. But when I have like a huge drawing and I want to zoom into a little part, then that's where I use the Z enter, and then I can just zoom into that area. Okay. So This is lesson 101, how to use your line command, your zoom command, your erase command, your undo command, and what else? And yeah, just explain a little bit about model space and paper space. Model space, it's the like imagine like a huge paper that you can draw as far as you want. And then the layouts, you click on the layout, that's the size of paper you're gonna print it on. So and later on I'm gonna teach you how to scale all of that stuff. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel, FID by Omar, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of lessons like this, and this is your first lesson, AutoCAD 101. All right, and just very basic. Practice this, and then make sure you keep on going into the other lessons that I'm gonna do, and they're gonna get better. They're gonna give you more information later on. We're gonna start drawing some houses here and there, and uh, once you know it, you're gonna be a professional drafter designer, right? Well, thank you guys for joining in today, and please like and share and subscribe, and we'll see you. Thank you. Bye.